The Galactic Academy was silent. It was not a normal silence. It was the kind of silence that made even strong aliens hold their breath. The Academy Hall was huge. The ceiling was high and glowing with soft blue light. Hundreds of students from different worlds were standing in long lines. Some had wings, some had claws, some had glowing eyes. They all belonged to powerful races of the galaxy. And among them stood one human girl. Her name was Aria. She looked small compared to others. Her body was weak by galactic standards. No armor. No sharp teeth, no claws. Just a simple academy uniform and calm eyes. Most aliens ignored her. Some laughed quietly. Some watched her with interest. Humans were rare here. Humans were known as the weakest race. Suddenly, a deep sound broke the silence. A low growl. The sound came from the front of the hall. Everyone froze. Even the professors stopped moving. The growl came from a tall creature covered in silver fur. His eyes were yellow and cold. His body was strong, built for hunting and killing. He was a Ferroxian. The Ferroxians were called alien cats by many races, but there was nothing cute about them. They were fast. They were brutal. And their growl was a warning of death. The Ferroxian stepped forward. His name was Kelther. He was the strongest student in the academy. He slowly turned his head and looked directly at Aria. Then he growled again, louder this time. The sound carried power. The floor vibrated. Some weaker aliens stepped back in fear. The message was clear. Leave or suffer. Aria did not move. Her heart beat faster, but her face stayed calm. She had learned long ago how to hide fear. The Academy Master stood up from his seat. This is not allowed, he said. Stand down, Kelther. But Kelther did not listen. His eyes stayed on the human girl. Why is a human here? Kelther said in a deep voice. This academy is for warriors, not fragile creatures. Some students nodded. Others whispered. Aria felt hundreds of eyes on her. She took a slow breath. On Earth, fear was normal. On Earth, humans learned to live with fear. The Academy Master was about to speak again when something unexpected happened. Aria stepped forward. Gasps filled the hall. She looked straight at Kelther. And then she growled back. It was not loud. It was not wild. But it was controlled. Perfect. The sound echoed through the hall. Like a sharp blade. Total silence followed. Kelther's eyes widened. No one moved. No one breathed. Human had just answered a Ferroxian growl. That had never happened before. The Academy Master slowly stood up. What did you just do? He whispered. Aria lowered her head slightly, showing respect but not fear. I answered, she said calmly. Kelther stared at her. His tail moved slowly behind him. You should be afraid, he said. Aria met his gaze. I am, she replied, but fear does not control me. The hall remained silent. The Academy Master raised his hand. That is enough for today, he announced. All students dismissed? No one argued. As students began to leave, whispers filled the air. A human growled. How is that possible? She should not be here. Aria walked alone through the long metal hallway. Her hands were shaking now. She let the fear come out only when she was alone. She reached a quiet corner and leaned against the wall. Her communicator suddenly lit up. An incoming call. The signal was weak. She answered it. The image flickered. A man appeared on the screen. His face was tired. His hair was gray. His uniform was damaged. Aria, he said urgently. Her eyes widened. Dad? The signal cracked. We don't have much time, he said. Earth is in trouble. Her heart dropped. What happened? She asked. The Council ignored our warnings, he said. A hostile fleet is moving toward Earth. We cannot fight them alone. Aria clenched her fists. I'm at the academy, she said. I'm just a student. Her father looked straight at her. You are more than that, he said. You are there for a reason. The signal shook again. They don't understand humans, he continued. They think we are weak, but you must show them. The image faded in and out. Aria, he said, his voice low. This academy, they respect strength. Make them listen. The call cut off. The screen went dark. Aria stood there, in silence. The weight of the galaxy pressed down on her shoulders. She was just one human girl. In the most dangerous academy in the universe. And now, Earth was calling for help. Behind her, unseen, Kelfer watched from the shadows. For the first time in his life, the Ferroxian felt something new. Curiosity. And maybe respect. The academy never truly slept. Lights dimmed, but eyes stayed open. After the growl incident, Aria's name moved through the halls faster than sound. Some spoke her name with fear, some with anger, some with curiosity. A human who answered a Ferroxian. That was enough to disturb the balance. Aria sat alone in her small dorm room. The walls were plain metal. No decorations, no comfort. Just a narrow bed and a small desk. She stared at the dark communicator in her hand. Her father's words echoed in her mind. Earth is in trouble. She closed her eyes. Earth was not a strong world. Humans did not have claws or thick skin. They did not have natural weapons. But they had something else. Endurance. Aria remembered her childhood. She remembered storms that destroyed cities, wars that never truly ended. She remembered how humans always rebuilt. Slowly, painfully, but they rebuilt. A soft sound pulled her back to the present. Message notification. Not from Earth. From the Academy system. Mandatory evaluation. Human student Aria. Next. CYCL. Your breath slowed. Evaluation meant testing. Testing meant danger. In this academy, tests were not fair. They were designed for the strong, the fast, the deadly. Not for humans. Aria stood up and looked at her reflection in the dark wall. She looked normal. Too normal. Control, she whispered to herself. That was the first lesson her father taught her. Control your breath. Control your heart. Control your fear. The next cycle arrived quickly. The evaluation arena was open and wide. Circular walls surrounded it. Observation platforms floated above, filled with students and professors. Aria walked into the arena alone. Whispers followed her. That's her. The human. She will break. Across the arena, a tall figure waited. Not Kelfer. This one was different. Long arms. Stone-like skin. Heavy body. A Garathian. A race known for raw strength. The professor's voice echoed. Evaluation begins. Objective. Survive for 5 minutes. Survive. Not win. That alone told the truth. The Garathian smiled slowly. You are small, he said. This will be quick. The signal sounded. The Garathian charged. The ground shook with each step. Aria did not move. Not yet. At the last second, she stepped aside. The Garathian missed and hit the arena wall. The impact cracked the surface. Gasps filled the air. She dodged. The Garathian turned angry now. He attacked again. And again. Each time, Aria moved just enough. No wasted motion. No panic. Her mind was calm. She was not faster. She was smarter. Minutes passed. The Garathian slowed. His breathing grew heavy. Aria stayed steady. When the final signal sounded, the arena fell silent. The Garathian dropped to one knee. Exhausted. The professor stared. Evaluation. Complete, he said slowly. Aria had survived. No human had ever done that before. As she left the arena, Kelther watched her from above. He remembered the growl. Now he saw something else. Patience. Dangerous patience. Later that cycle, Aria walked through a quiet training corridor. The lights flickered. She felt it before she heard it. A presence. Human. A voice said from behind. She turned. Calther stood there, tall and silent. "You should not be here," he said. "I am here," Aria replied calmly. Calther stepped closer. "Why did you growl back?" he asked. Aria met his eyes. "Because you wanted me to feel small," she said. "I refused." Calther studied her. "You are weak," he said. "Yes," Aria replied. "But weakness is not the same as helpless." Something shifted in his expression. Before he could speak again, alarms rang through the academy. Red lights flashed. Emergency alert. Students froze. A hologram appeared in the sky above the central hall. A star map. Multiple red marks moved toward one small blue dot. Earth. The Academy Master's voice shook. "This is a galactic threat warning," he announced. "An unknown fleet is approaching a non-member world." Murmurs spread. "Why show this? It's a weak planet. Why does it matter?" Aria felt her chest tighten. Calther looked at the map. "That world," he said slowly, "is yours." "Yes," Aria answered. The Academy Master looked down at her. "Human," he said. "What is Earth's military strength?" Aria swallowed. "Not enough," she said honestly. Silence followed. Some aliens laughed quietly. Calther did not. He looked at Aria again. "You stood against me," he said. "Why?" Aria's voice was calm, but her words were heavy. "Because if I don't stand here," she said, "no one will stand for Earth." The alarm continued to echo. The Academy had trained warriors for centuries. But for the first time, the galaxy faced a question it never asked before. What happens when a human is pushed too far? Far away, the hostile fleet moved closer, and Aria knew this was only the beginning. The Academy changed. After the warning. Not in structure. In feeling. Conversations became quiet. Training halls stayed full longer. Professors watched more closely. Everyone felt that something heavy was coming. Aria felt it too. She stood inside a small medical room. A thin beam of light scanned her body. Physical status: below galactic average, the system said. Threat level: unknown. Unknown. That word followed her everywhere now. A message appeared on her wrist screen. Advanced trial, assigned Soul O. Fingers tightened. Advanced trials were not for first cycle students. They were dangerous. Sometimes fatal. She understood the message clearly. They want to see how much you can bleed. The trial arena was different this time. No open space. No audience seats. Just a narrow metal floor. Dark walls. And red warning lights. Observation was hidden. No cheering. No mercy. The door behind Aria closed with a heavy sound. Across from her, another door opened. Something walked out. It was not one creature. It was two. Alien forms with sharp limbs and mirrored movements. Their skin was dark blue, their eyes glowing white. Direct stalkers. Species known for hunting in pairs. Fast, silent, deadly. The system voice echoed. Trial objective: extraction. Reach the exit in 7 minutes. Aria scanned the area. No weapons. No cover. Just distance. The stalkers moved. Not running. Circling. Watching. They were learning her rhythm. Aria slowed her. Breathing. Fear tried to rise. She pushed it. Down. Control. 1. Stalker rushed first. Fast. 2. Fast. Aria jumped back, barely avoiding the blade-like limb. The floor sparked. Her heart raced. She rolled, stood, moved again. The second stalker attacked from behind. Pain shot through her shoulder. First blood. Red. Drops hit the metal floor. Somewhere behind the walls. Professors watched in silence. End the trial, one whispered. Another shook their head. Wait. Aria pressed her hand against a wound. It hurt, but pain was not new. On Earth, pain meant survival. The stalkers paused. They smelled blood. They smiled. Aria's eyes changed. Not in color. In focus. She stopped. Running. She stood still. The stalkers hesitated. Pray. Did not do that. Aria raised her head. Slowly. You hunt fear, she said quietly. I won't give you any. The stalkers attacked together. Aria moved forward. Not away. She slid under one strike, slammed her elbow into a joint, and used the stalker's own momentum to throw it into the wall. The second stalker froze. Shocked. It was the opening. Aria did not strike again. She ran straight for the yen. Exit. The alarm sounded. Trial complete. The door opened. Aria stumbled through and collapsed on the floor outside. Medical drones rushed in. Behind the glass, the observers were silent. That should not have worked, one said. Another spoke slowly. She learned them. In the shadows above, Kelther watched the replay. He saw the blood, but he also saw something else. The moment she stopped acting like prey. Later, in the medical bay, Aria lay still as her wound healed. Kelther entered quietly. You were injured, he said. Yes, Aria replied. You could have fought, he said. Why did you run? Aria looked at him. Winning is not always fighting, she said. Sometimes it is surviving long enough to matter. Kelther was silent. That trial was meant to break. You, he said. Aria's voice was soft. Didn't. An alert suddenly appeared across the room. Galactic update. Hostile fleet entering outer SYSTM. Time had moved. Forward. Earth was closer to danger. Kelther looked at the screen. So, he said, what will you do, human? Aria slowly sat up. Her face was tired, but her eyes were steady. I will make them see us, she said. Who is us? Kelther asked. Aria met his gaze. Humanity. Outside the academy, stars shifted as fleets moved. Inside, something more dangerous was growing. Not a weapon. A reputation. And the galaxy was about to learn humans do not roar first. They endure. They adapt. And when forced, they strike. The academy had seen many fights, but it had never seen this kind of waiting. After the blood trial, Aria did not become famous. She became watched. Eyes followed her in corridors. Conversations stopped when she passed. Strong races whispered her name like it was a warning. The human did not attack. The human did not boast. That made her dangerous. Kelther felt it. He stood alone in the high observation ring, looking down at the central arena. His tail moved slowly. His mind replayed the moment again and again. She did not fight like prey. She chose when to fear. For a Ferroxian, that was wrong. Ferroxians ruled by dominance, by sound, by force. A growl decided everything. But the human girl had broken that rule. And rules, once broken, demanded an answer. The challenge was announced at the start of the next cycle. A single line appeared on every academy screen. Formal dominance challenge. Ferroxian Kelther versus human Aria. Gasps filled the halls. That's madness. He will kill her. Humans do not survive dominance trials. Aria read the message in silence. Her hands were steady, but inside, her thoughts moved fast. A dominance challenge was not a normal fight. It was older than the academy. Older than laws. No weapons. No armor. Only presence, control, and will. To lose meant submission. To win meant respect. To fail meant death. A medical officer tried to stop her. You don't have to accept, he said. You are not required. I accept, Aria said calmly. The officer froze. You understand what this means? He asked. Yes, she replied. So does he. The arena was prepared differently. This time, no barriers. No energy fields. Just a wide stone floor and open space. The entire academy watched. Professors stood tense. Some wanted to stop it. Others wanted to see the result. The galaxy loved answers. Kelther entered first. Tall, silent, powerful. Steps alone made the floor vibrate. A Ferroxian dominant stance was clear head high. Chest forward, eyes locked. Then Aria entered. No dramatic walk. No strong posture. She walked like she always did. Calm. Some aliens laughed. Quietly. She doesn't even know how to stand. This will end fast. Kale. Tar studied her. You should kneel, he said. I will give you a clean end. Aria stopped. A few steps away. She looked small, but she did not look weak. I won't kneel, she said. The arena went quiet. Kelther as ears flattened. Then growl, he said. Show me what you are. Aria did not respond. Seconds passed. Whispers grew louder. Is she frozen? Fear finally caught her. Kelther smiled. You see? He said. Humans. Aria took a slow breath. She remembered Earth. She remembered shelters shaking under bombs. She remembered screams. She remembered silence after loss. She lifted her head. She did not growl. She spoke. On my world, she said. Her voice steady. We don't use sound to prove strength. Kelther's eyes narrowed. Then how? He asked. Aria looked straight at him. We endure. The Ferroxian growled. Loud. Raw. The sound rolled across the arena like thunder. Many students stepped back. Some weaker races collapsed to the floor. Professors activated emergency shields. Around the audience, Kelther stepped forward. Now, he said. Submit. Aria felt the pressure hit her. It was not sound. It was instinct. Her body screamed to run. To fall. To obey. Her knees shook. Her breath tightened. This was Ferroxian dominance. This was what ended wars. Aria closed her eyes. Control your breath. She slowed it. The growl continued. Pressure increased. A crack formed in the stone floor. Beneath her feet, blood ran from her nose. But she did not kneel. She took one step forward. Gasps. Echoed. Kale single quotes. Tar stopped growling. Confusion crossed his face. No, he said quietly. That is not possible. Aria opened her eyes. They were calm. Not angry. Not afraid. I am afraid, she said. But fear is not a command. She took another step. Kelther stepped back. Just one step. The arena froze. Ferroxian had stepped back. Silence fell heavier than any growl. Kale. Tar felt something break inside him. Not pride. Certainty. Double quotes this. This is wrong, he whispered. Aria stopped moving. I am not here to dominate you, she said. I am here to stand. The arena master slowly rose. This challenge is over, he said. Result. Unresolved. Unresolved. That word had never been used in a Ferroxian challenge. Kelther stared at Aria. Then slowly, he lowered his head. Not fully, but enough. A sign of acknowledgement. The crowd erupted into chaos. Did you see that? She didn't win. She didn't lose. Kelther turned away. As he walked past Aria, he spoke quietly. You are dangerous, he said. Not because you fight. Aria looked at him. Then why? She asked. Kelther paused. Because you make others question themselves. That night, across the academy, something changed. Humans were no longer jokes. They were questions. And questions were far more dangerous. Far away. The hostile fleet crossed another boundary. Earth's time was running out, and the Academy had just realized. The human girl was not here to learn how to fight. She was here to teach them what strength really was. To be continued. The Academy was restless. Whispers filled the air like smoke, quiet, but everywhere. Have you heard? They say humans have a secret, a rage no one controls. Aria sat alone in the training yard, her hands clenched tight. The wound on her shoulder had healed, but something inside her ached, not pain. Not fear, something darker. A secret passed down through human history. A power humans feared. A power humans tried to hide. Her father's voice echoed in her mind. Calm but serious. Once you lose control, it never leaves you. A shadow moved behind her. Kale single quotes tar dot. He stopped a few steps away. Watching. Tell me, he said quietly. What is this rage? Aria looked up, eyes steady. It is fire, she said. But fire that burns the one who holds it. Kelther's eyes narrowed. Why would you hold such a thing? Because it is part of us, Aria answered. Part of survival. She stood. The galaxy thinks humans are weak, fragile, but inside, we carry storms. A breeze blew through the yard, scattering leaves like whispered warnings. Kelther studied her carefully. You hide it well, he said. Aria smiled faintly. We must. Suddenly, alarms screamed across the academy. Red lights flashed. Holographic map appeared again closer this time. The hostile fleet was near. The academy master's voice was grave. Prepare for emergency drills. Chaos erupted. Aria felt her heartbeat quicken. She was no longer just a student. She was a warning dot in her quarters. She looked at an old photograph. Her father, young and fierce, standing tall with a battle-worn uniform. This rage saved him, she thought. And maybe it will save me too. She clenched her fists. A quiet growl escaped her lips, not loud, but full of promise. Kelther heard it from the hall. He stopped, for a moment. Respect and fear met in his eyes. This was not the end. It was only the beginning. The academy's halls were colder than usual. Tension hung thick like fog. Aria sat quietly in the medical bay. Her body still healing, but her mind racing. The warning sirens outside blared endlessly. The hostile fleet was close now, closer than anyone dared admit. Her shoulder throbbed with pain, but that was nothing compared to the burning inside her chest. A slow, dangerous fire. She felt it building. Deep, dark, unstoppable. Kale single quote. Tar entered without knocking. His eyes were sharp, watching her closely. You carry something dangerous, he said softly. Aria looked up. It is not danger, she said. It is power, he frowned. Power that can destroy. She didn't answer, because she knew it had already started. The rage was waking outside. The academy went into lockdown. Students were ordered to stay in their quarters. Professors prepared for war, but Aria felt the storm growing inside her. She clenched her fists so tight, her nails dug into her palms. Her breathing became heavy, uneven, her vision blurred. A low growl escaped her lips, raw and powerful. The medical drones stopped near her. Human, you must control. She cut them off with a cold stare. No. The room felt smaller. The walls seemed to close in. Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. Rage was no longer just inside her. It was alive. She stood up suddenly. Power surged through her muscles. Eyes glowed faintly red. Kelther stepped back, eyes wide. You are different now. Aria's voice was steady, but full of warning. If I lose control, everything changes. Outside, the academy trembled. Alarms screamed louder. The hostile fleet had arrived, but the greatest battle was just beginning. Inside her, the academy was no longer the same place. The silence after the storm was heavy. The halls whispered Aria's name, not with mockery, but with something new. Respect. The Ferroxians, proud and fierce, had seen power before, but never like this. Kelthur stood in the council chamber, his silver fur bristling with mixed emotions. Across the room, alien leaders from many species debated fiercely. How could a human survive the trials? One growled. "She does not belong here," said another. But Kelthur's voice cut through them. "She is not just surviving," he said. "She is teaching us what strength truly means." The council fell silent. Aria entered, calm and steady. Her eyes met Kelthur's. No hatred, no fear, only understanding. She spoke softly but clearly. "You measured power by force," she said. "But true strength is control. It is patience. It is standing tall when everything wants you to fall." The room was quiet. The council leader nodded slowly. Then, "Human," he said, "you have earned your place among the strongest." Cheers erupted, echoing through the chamber. Kelthur stepped forward. He bowed his head, rare gesture of respect. "You are more than we believed," he said. "You carry the spirit of Earth itself." Aria smiled faintly. "It is not just mine," she said. "It is everyone who fights without giving up." Outside, the stars shone brighter. The hostile fleet loomed closer. But inside the academy, a new power was rising, not from claws or weapons, but from the unbreakable will of a human. The great hall was packed. Every species gathered. The council, the strongest warriors, and the curious masses. All eyes were on Aria. She stood at the center, calm as a still lake. The holographic stars spun slowly above her. She raised her voice, clear and steady. "I am Aria, a human from Earth." Murmurs spread. "Earth is small, weak," one alien whispered. She raised her hand. "Do not mistake size for weakness." The room fell silent. Earth faces a threat. She pointed at the glowing red marks on the star map. "Hostile fleet approaches." Her gaze swept the crowd. "But we will not wait for death. The hostile fleet is strong, but humans have survived worse. We endure storms. We rebuild from ashes." She paused. "Humans do not roar first, but when forced." Her eyes burned bright. "We strike back." A moment passed. Then, the hall erupted. Some cheered. Others stared in shock. Kelthur stepped forward. He spoke with respect. "Humans have shown us anew strength, not from claws or weapons, but from courage and control." The council leader nodded. Double quotes. "Today, we recognize Earth and its defenders." Aria looked at the stars one last time. The galaxy must remember this. Never judge a human by silence, because silence is where their strength sleeps. The hall fell silent again. This time, not from fear, but from respect. Outside, the stars shifted. A new chapter had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.